What's going on, you guys? If you're new here, my name is Morgan, and welcome back to another video. So I hate that I have to make this video, but here we are. And on Who's That Dog, that is Violet back there, or well, her new name is Siri, but we're trying to adjust to that name a little bit. I didn't have to make this video because this means something has gone wrong. So there are all kinds of bugs and things that are outside, whether you have spiders, you have I call them stink bugs, you have ladybugs that are not ladybugs but look like ladybugs. They're Japanese beetles that stick in the roof of a dog's mouth. You have ants, you have wasps, you have bees, you have all kinds of stuff that you never know what you're going to get when you go outside. Now that is the problem. But unfortunately, there's something that has been migrating to Texas recently. It's already been in different states, but the recent cases have really struck Texas and taken Texas by storm lately. And this is according to A&M, the veterinary medicine, school for veterinary medicine. They are very, very good at what they do. It's basically an ER, A&M. So I'm very, very lucky that this is not me that is dealing with this. I have my own set of problems, but I'm very lucky this is not me that has had to go through this. But unfortunately, I got a phone call from a friend the other day. She was asking me about Demeter because Demeter had been sick a few days after I left her home. And she said, is there a possibility you brought something over? I said, there's no way because Demeter wasn't sick. Well, unfortunately, something happened between now and then and possibly before. The dog suddenly had a temperature of 98, and she took the dog to the vet. The dog had a fluid in its abdomen, and its heart was failing. So heart failure, I'm very familiar with heart failure because Dot was in heart failure from age, I believe, 3 or 4 till she passed in 2021. She was 11 years old. She had a heart murmur that something went up to like stage 4 heart failure because even though we were treating it, it still didn't get any better, which is very common. Heart failure doesn't just go away. And she was on multiple medications, but unfortunately my friend had to go to A&M because her vet does not treat these types of things. So she went to A&M to figure out what was going on, and according to the cardiologist, the dog's heart was not working like it was supposed to. Part of the heart was failing, and the dog maybe had 6 months. So what is this? The dog had been healthy for the most part, as far as anybody knew the dog was healthy. So when I say for the most part, as far as anybody knew the dog was healthy. Well, according to A&M, the vet on staff at A&M and the ER, Chagas, is most likely responsible. Now, they did do a Chagas test and to make sure the dog did not have Chagas because the dog had just had 7 puppies. And Chagas has passed through the placenta as well as through mother's milk to the puppies, so it's very possible that the puppies have developed Chagas as well. Well, what is Chagas? Chagas is developed from the kissing bug. The kissing bug looks like a stink bug. That's what it reminds me of. It kind of bites like a mosquito. It takes the blood from people and animals, and it does affect people and can send people into anaphylactic shock. And in dogs, it can cause and dogs, it can cause immediate death as well as heart failure. So this dog was dealing with heart failure. How long, we don't really know, but the dog has been tested for Chagas. Now, the test does take about a week to come back. The test does take a week to come back. It's supposed to be back either Monday or Tuesday is when the test will be back. So they ended up having to euthanize the dog because the dog maybe had 6 months. Her condition was very, very critical. And even with medication, most likely it would not be able to be managed. So unfortunately, she had to make the decision to euthanize the dog, which was 3.5 years old. The dog was a Dachshund. So unfortunately, it is most likely believed that Chagas is responsible for the passing of the dog, whose name was Harbor. So, unfortunately, you never really know what you're going to hit with Chagas, and you never know when you're going to run into the kissing bug. That is the bad thing. So, basically, what I'm telling you is to be on alert. Make sure you have your yard sprayed because Chagas can come from anywhere. The bug, you might not even see the bug, and suddenly your dog is incredibly sick and has developed Chagas. And you have to honestly get the Chagas test done to see if the dog has Chagas. And if you look up the kissing bug, you will see this disgusting bug that looks like a stink bug, but it's not a stink bug. It has more color than a stink bug does, and when a stink bug sprays, it just smells. It's horrible. It's just disgusting. But with Chagas, the Chagas bug does bite like a mosquito and takes the blood of people and animals. Now, the kissing bug has been along for a while, and I believe it originated in Mexico and has come from Mexico to Texas in most recent times, in the most recent few years. But this is the biggest case of Chagas that A&M has seen lately in this coming year, in the last year. and even more so this year, along with bot flies. But chagas is really what we're talking about right now. Bot flies are a big deal, but chagas is an even bigger deal because it is responsible for a lot of deaths in animals right now, especially dogs. And again, it can affect people, so you might get bit by the kissing bug. So what can you do? Spray your yard. Make sure you take care of your yard. So with the heat in Texas right now, we don't go outside as much as we used to, as long as we used to, because the heat has gotten so bad. We were outside for 30 minutes today because the heat was so bad, and Mr. Marbles was about ready to come in. All the long-haired dogs were done, ready to come in, because the heat was so bad at 9 o'clock in the morning. We were out from 9 to 9:45 by the time the dogs were ready to come in. But again, we have I'm calling Orkin and different pest control companies to come out and spray the yard, because our regular pest control can't control chagas, or well, the kissing bug, to make sure the kissing bug does stay out of your yard. So please be on alert and make sure you take care of your dog, and make sure if you notice any symptoms to take your dog to the vet immediately. Test for chagas and make sure your dog is well taken care of. Sometimes there are no symptoms whatsoever. Harvard did not have any symptoms until she had these symptoms, and it is 100% believed that she developed chagas from the kissing bug. But again, we are not really sure until the chagas test comes back, and I'll keep you guys updated for sure. But I wanted to kind of bring awareness to the kissing bug, because this has become a big deal. I have heard of chagas, never faced it, never heard anybody that has had to deal with chagas until now. But I'm very familiar with it to an extent. But luckily, it was not me that had to deal with this. But again, stay alert, keep your dogs protected, and just be aware this is a thing that is going around now, especially in my state, and most likely in yours. I believe there's some states that have already been hit with chagas and the kissing bug more often than my state. But again, just be alert, be aware of the kissing bug. But do not stop your dog from going outside, but make sure you take care of your yard to prevent the kissing bug from invading your yard and causing chagas in your dogs and causing you to have more problems. And because you can get health problems from the kissing bug. But anyways, that's it. I just wanted to bring awareness to the topic. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as you see you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Stay alert, stay vigilant, keep your dogs protected. And yourself, actually.